3406.
Hello all, this is Sierra Yankee 1 Echo Bravo Echo from Greece. I'm in Skiathos Island, in Aphrodite Skiathos, and I thought I would do a proper unboxing of the Quansheng TK11. I showed in a short last time, but let's do a proper unboxing. I am sure that there are a lot of videos at the moment showing this new Quansheng, the TK11, and we have to do first things first. So I'm going to show you the radio and some things on my laptop, do a power measuring, and we'll go on from there in another video. So before I proceed, let me tell you a few things. There are at the moment 3 versions of the TK11 that are in circulation. I will put a link in the description of the video for a seller in AliExpress that has a fairly good price, because prices can be a bit off at the moment because of the demand for this radio. There are 3 versions that are available. The TK11 with no code after the name, like this one here, just TK11, is the Chinese version. At this moment, we don't have a way to change this radio to an English menu system unless there's a firmware that does that later. But if you're not in China, avoid this version. Don't get the TK11 without a following number. The 5 version that I was sent from Quansheng, as you can see, TK11 parenthesis 5, is the European version. And there's another version that's called Global or Normal that has here an 8. So it's TK11 parenthesis 8. Apart from some cosmetic changes on the outside of the radio, as far as I know, the TK11 8 has a 3000 milliamp battery, and the other versions have 2500 milliamp batteries. So that's about the 3 versions that are in the market at the moment, and let's do the unboxing. This is the TK11 parenthesis 5. The user manual, it's pretty small, this one, not very extensive, but I think it will get us started. Oh, this is the, as I call it for fun, the hammer antenna. And let me see if I can make this image clear. I don't know if you can see it clearly, but it has printed frequency range 0.153 to 18 megahertz. So this one is for this range. Of course, the radio, I have already put in the belt clip and the battery. We'll see about it in a second. This is a new style antenna that came with the radio. Down at the connector, it writes 50 to 54 megahertz, 136 to 174, and 400 to 480 megahertz. So a multi-band antenna, pretty nice. A lanyard, Quansheng, since 1984, and of course the charging base and the chargers. This is the European version. Okay, let me get this out of the way. Here we have the radio, and this antenna goes here. There is a small difficulty to put this antenna here. It has a rubber protector for water and stuff, and I'm afraid that it's gonna tear itself away at the point. And also it has the LED here, the LED flashlight. I think, I don't know if I can call it this a design flaw, but okay, it's kind of hard to fit this antenna there and to make it stay there. But okay, it does. So this is the fully assembled radio. Let's see what we have here. The classic Kenwood plug, 2 PTT buttons and 2 programmable buttons. You can change the functions on these. Here's the keypad. It's changed from what we are used to. There's no up and down, there's left and right. Here we have A/B banks, VFO memory, band change. There's a dedicated button for bands, a menu button, and let's power it up. Okay, let's go through the bands to see what we have here. It starts from 0 point something megahertz. That's actually kilohertz. And if I press the band button, it go to 5 megahertz, 27, 50, 118, 144, 245, 360, 435, 490, 650, and back to the start. And here we have memories, memory channels. We'll see the programming with the CPS later, some parts of it at least. Okay, before we proceed, just to let you know, there are already hidden menus and secret menus found for this radio. I will show some of them now. We'll see if we can find something else. So those are already found by other operators, and I'm going to show you one that I found myself later in my laptop. At the moment, it's extra settings menu. So all you have to do is press the PTT and the first programmable button here and turn the radio on. And we get an F-lock menu. So this is the secret menu. Let's skip through the options to see what it has here. I won't change anything at the moment. Band TX, it says band 6, F-lock, lock band, again about band 6, lock RX, reception and transmission in some frequencies. Screen off, this is the scrambler I guess, air copies and some options that you can calibrate the AGC. I won't change anything at the moment. A serial number, another serial number, and we're back at the start of the secret menu. So now if we press exit, we go back to the main menu. As you can see, this is a special, it writes special menu here. It's not visible normally. You have to get used a bit to the new system of the menus that is in the TK11. I'm still trying to figure most of the things out. Let's have a quick look. General, this is the first item in the menu. If I press it, I go inside. It has power save, the backlight, beep, voice, what's displayed in the screen, name or frequency, auto lock, mic gain, power and message, denoise, it has a noise cancelling feature, magic voice, well, I don't think I'm going to test this soon, but we'll see. Show reset time, S key 1. Oh, here are the programmable buttons, what each of the side keys here, the two side keys here do for short press and long press. Here is the short press in key 1, long press in key 1, and key 2 again short press and long press, and reset. Okay, this is the first item in the menu, General. We go to the second one, Channel Options. If we go inside, Squelch, Step, Transmit Power, CTCSS DCS, it has three options. This is for both transmit and receive, that's why it says TR. And if we select the next menus is only receive or only transmit, you can set them in your liking, or if you have to open a specific repeater. I guess this is the offset, the shift direction, this is the offset. This is the offset minus or plus. This is the actual offset in kilohertz. Wide narrow, scrambling off for this memory, busy lockout, demodulation. Let's see what is available here. FM, AM, LSB and USB. Okay. DTMF, PTTID, decode, I guess this is for the DTMF. There are search lists in the CPS. We'll see about them when I check them a little bit more. The memory channel that we are at the moment, and if we want to delete it, and this is the second menu. Next, it says work, Vox TDR. Okay, Vox off, dual receive, yes, timeout timer, squelch tail elimination, quick call, Roger. Okay, S bar, yes, we want that. Here's the AGC. I guess we can turn this on, Vox, and we're back to the main menu. This is the third menu option. Another one, VFO scan, sub-menu, start and end frequencies for scanning and the VFOs. Okay. Fifth menu item. Here's more about the scan lists. It's easier to program them from the CPS. Sixth menu, frequency scan. Okay, DCS. This is for scanning to find the frequency that is transmitting at the moment. So here the options are normal, expert and self-learn. I'll have to check what all those mean, of course, as you understand. I'm going to leave it to normal at the moment. Seventh menu is DTMF. I won't get in there at the moment. Eighth menu, 5-tone. Ninth, NOAA. Sorry, we don't have this in Europe. And the 10th menu is host info. Okay, the name of the radio, TK11. You can change the power on message and display whatever you like here. Here's my call signs, Sierra Yankee 1 Echo Bravo Echo. The version of the firmware at the moment with which this radio arrived. And that's about it. So this was the unboxing of the radio. It's first impressions only. I'm not doing an extensive video at the moment, and I'm sure that you'll find many videos, and I'll also make myself some. But it seems like a pretty good addition to your handheld radios. There's a big variety of bands that it receives and transmits, and it's really an upgrade, of course, from the VK5. The internal name for this radio in Quansheng was K7, and from the specs that are written in the leaflets for this radio, we know that it has a transmitting frequency bands of CB 25 to 29 megahertz at 5 watts, about 5 watts, 50 to 54 megahertz again about 5 watts. The ham bands 136 to 174 at 10 watts and 350 to 490 at 10 watts again. So let's do a power test of the... Okay, we start receiving. A repeater, that was a repeater that is in Athens, a lot of kilometers out of here. So let's proceed and do a power test of the radio in some bands. Now take the little hammer off. Okay, so I have a frequency here at VHF 145800, and let's see what the power meter gives out in watts. 8 watts. That's the maximum I get there at VHF. I get 8 watts. Right. Let's test the UHF. Okay, 440-500. 9 watts. 9 point something. Okay, we'll top it at 9. Okay, so 9 watts in UHF, 8 watts in VHF. Let's check the 50 megahertz. I'll just put 54 point something, about 4 plus watts at 50 megahertz. Now I'll connect the TK11 to my laptop and transfer the recording there to check a few things in the CPS. Okay, I have connected the Quansheng TK11 to my laptop, the TK11 parenthesis 5, the European version, the English version, and let's have a look at the CPS. It's kind of different from what we're used to. Let's see what we have here. Okay, the CPS version is 1.81. There's a button here for firmware upgrade. We'll see when we have a new firmware, maybe in the future. Here's a password. I guess it's for the CPS if you want to lock it down. And let's have a look at the menu system here. Everything you see here is also in the menu of the radio, as always. So basic information, firmware 50003, that's what's in the radio. General set. Here are all the general settings that were in the first menu and all the sub menus here. As you can see, here's the power on message, the device name. Let me do a read from the radio first. Okay, I just passed a few channels. It's not very easy to write all the channels that I have here, and unfortunately we don't have an import function, let's say from a CSV file. Maybe Quansheng should address this at a point. A very easy import-export function from this CPS. I guess at some point it will be also supported by Chirp. Okay, now let's open the general settings. Here is the welcome message, the power on message that you can modify. As you can see over here, the programmable buttons, the side keys, long press and short press. An auto lock function if you want an auto lock for your keyboard, an extensive menu for NOAA. If you are in the USA and you have use for this, I guess it will be very helpful to you. This is the frequency scan. You can change some settings here. We show them also in the menu. General settings like backlight, power save, S-bar, voice, brightness of the screen. VFO mode, some options for the FM radio, and here we have a series of bands that, as you can see, some of them are enabled or disabled in receive and transmit. Over here we have some, you can enable this and add your own sounds to the radio. I think it's end sounds, end of the conversation sounds or something like that, maybe like Roger Beep. I haven't tested this. And a boot picture, a boot logo, you can set your own. Okay, here are the channels, you have to pass them one by one. Let's open one here to see what it offers us. Receive frequency, transmit frequency. Of course, those two can be different depending, for example, if you're on a repeater. Narrow band or wide band. Power, 3 settings, low, middle, high. A selection of a scan list. Busy lockout, demodulation, FM, AM, LSB, USB. Frequency reverse. This is the squelch for the set channel. Here are the TCSS codes or DCS codes. Encryption, I guess it's the scrambler. Signaling decode, I think this is for the DTMF. And PTTID. Okay, all these can be individually saved for each memory channel. As we saw also in the menu of the radio, here we have DTMF options, 5-tone, FM radio, the VFO frequencies that are able to be accepted in the radio, and another 2 menus for NOAA. Now, the other hidden setting that I found, and I'm going to show you in this video, is the secret menu in the radio, but this time in the CPS. As you can see up here, it has a button that says engineering mode, ENG mode, and if you press it, it asks for a password. Again, some reverse engineering of the CPS file revealed that the password is TK11. Not a very strong one, but this is it. So you can write here TK11 and press OK, and we have success. And here's an extra menu, hidden parameters. Now, not all the options that are in the secret menu in the radio are in this pop-up screen here, because some of them are in other places in the CPS. I have to say, as a disclaimer, and as I have said to other videos, please don't do anything stupid and then blame me or Quansheng. If you go this way, you go at your own risk. Having said that, let's see what we have here. I don't even know what all those menus are at the moment, but if I enable this, as you can see, I can enable log frequency, kill, and encrypted talk. Those 3 things were in the menu in the radio. CPS transmission times. I'm sorry, but the translation is not very good from Chinese and I'm not quite sure what this is. So I'm going to put it back as it was. And if you go back here at the general settings, what else is unlocked is this tab here, the VFO band set. Now you can select or deselect options for receiving and transmitting in those areas, although some of them are still locked. And I just have to say it one more time, don't do anything stupid, please. I can't see anything else changed here at the moment. So let's close this. That was a quick view of the CPS and the hidden menu in the CPS. I hope you enjoyed this first look of the TK11. Thank you for watching and see you next time.